My daughters, ages 17 and 15, have a strained relationship with my ex-husband's parents, who are 78 and 80. My ex passed away in an accident last year, and since then there has been significant family drama. His infidelity and leaving behind 2 boys with his affair partner, who also died, added to the turmoil. The grandparents are trying to get custody of my daughters and they want to live with us. The custody issue is going to court, but they won't be living with us. We live near a weekend market where you can find fresh produce, eggs, meats and other products directly from farmers. This week was special because it was my youngest daughter's birthday. Since her party is later this month, I gave her a budget and let her explore the market to buy whatever she wanted, mostly chocolate and sweets. After an hour I started to worry. Just before I could call her, she called me. She was crying and said some strange people had cornered her. I rushed to her with my oldest daughter and found 6 older women berating her for being unchristian, for refusing to spend time with her paternal grandparents and wanting to be a good big sister to her orphaned baby brothers. My daughters are not fond of those boys since they were the ones who learned about my ex's cheating. They are still dealing with that trauma through therapy. I positioned myself between the group and my daughter, telling my oldest to pay for her sister's items and go to the car. Then I confronted the women, some of whom I recognized from my ex-in-law's church. They accused me of being terrible for not obeying my ex-in-laws, like a good Christian wife. Eventually the yelling got too loud and we were asked to leave the market. I met my girls in the car while the women followed us like vultures. I got in the car and drove away. After my daughters went to bed, I contacted another church member I'm on good terms with. I shared what happened and after he apologized he explained the situation. My ex-mother-in-law had posted a long story in the church's Facebook group, accusing my daughters and me of being terrible people. She claimed we were leaving them homeless and broke, even though they inherited my ex's personal bank account and his life insurance. She also said we were the reason she lost her grandsons, who now live with distant relatives of my ex-husband. It was a sob story worthy of a Hallmark movie. Naturally, they garnered sympathy from the more extreme members of the church. This church and its members can be annoying, especially regarding LGBTQ+ topics, but they do have one strict rule: cheating is unacceptable for both husbands and wives. My ex-mother-in-law cleverly blamed me for the affair children without revealing the cheating. She claimed the other woman was our surrogate since I couldn't have more, and she said I didn't want the babies because they were boys. It was a disgusting accusation. I decided it was time to set the record straight. Since I was in the middle of a divorce when my ex died, I had all the evidence I needed. Because the divorce wasn't finalized, I wouldn't face any legal consequences for sharing this information. The next day, I went to a print shop to make copies of various incriminating photos of my ex cheating, including text messages with his affair partner and conversations with his parents where they admitted to his infidelity. I also included messages from my ex-in-laws harassing me about the divorce. One of the emails had them calling my daughters bastards, and saying they were to blame for their father's death because they told me about the affair and prompted my decision to divorce. That message was sent just 2 days after my ex died. I paid extra to have all of this printed on high-quality paper. When I got home, I spent hours creating personalized binders that looked like the little song packets the church hands out. The first photo inside the binders showed my ex and his affair partner kissing in our living room. Their faces were clear, and the woman had a different skin tone and hair color than mine. Below the picture I wrote, ex-husband's name, and affair girl's name love story. I took the binders to the church before service. There's a table in the back for songbooks that people can grab if they forget their own, and they never check them. The gossip spread quickly. The names my ex and his affair partner were called on Facebook were so bad that even the pastor had to step in to keep things somewhat appropriate. People were upset with my ex-in-laws for how they treated my daughters. It made me laugh that I was still blamed for the divorce, but many said it was understandable given the shock. Some suggested that one day I might find my way back to the church, unlike my cheating husband and his Jezebel. They used another word I can't repeat here. I received 2 apology letters for my daughters and an invitation to join the church for support. As for my ex-in-laws, they were shamed into leaving the church. My ex-mother-in-law posted on her wall about how alienated she felt and how no one cared for the elderly anymore. She lamented how she wished her great son were still alive since he would have taken care of her and her husband. I wondered how they expected support considering I was the breadwinner.